Hello, you're about to listen to this week's episode of Sofa Cinema Club. Just before we get started, this is your reminder to go and follow or subscribe to us wherever you are listening to this podcast. All the support is greatly appreciated. Now, it's time to enjoy this week's episode. Hello and welcome back to Sofa Cinema Club. I'm Colson Smith, and as always, I'm joined by
Jack P. Shepherd,
Ben Linguini.
The Sofa Cinema Club is our podcast where we get together to educate each other on films. Now it is all about the films we should have seen, but we haven't. Each week we set a film for the others to watch, then we jump into the studio and we talk what we loved, hated, and rated about the film. Now, the beauty of our film club is that anyone can join in. All you have to do is watch along with the film at home and then join us every Thursday to find out what we thought of the film. This week's film has been chosen by me. It is the absolute classic, the absolute banger that is Ratatouille. Before we get into talking all things Ratatouille and finding out how Ben got the name Ben Linguini.
I don't think it's a bad name, is it?
It's good.
What's your name?
Liked it.
Hey guys, I've had to change my name because of equity. Someone's taken Ben Price.
Ben Letizier.
I've changed it. I've changed it to Ben Linguini. What would you think?
I like it.
It's good, isn't it? You'd remember it.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Ben Linguini. Colson spaghetti.
Would that be the best pasta dish you could have as a second name?
I don't know. Jack Ravioli.
Jack Lasagna.
Jack Ravioli.
Jack Ravioli.
Colson spaghetti hoops.
Jack Ravioli would be good.
Jack Ravioli's good. Hell, here they are.
What's your name? Colson Gnocchi. Nice to meet you.
Colson Gnocchi. Funny.
I'd go Colson Gnocchi.
Colson Pizza.
Colson Tagliatelle.
Very good.
That is
very good.
That is good.
That sounds like a bit of an M&S special to me.
Yeah.
Oh, we am tonight, the Colson Tagliatelle.
If you do work for M&S, unfortunately, that's trademarked. But if you want to get in touch about a collaboration, just
If you want Ben Linguini, you can have it.
You can have it.
You can have it.
me and Jack had a little night out together.
Oh, where'd you go?
We went to Barbara Knox's 90th birthday party.
Indeed, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Was it in my bistro?
It was in your bistro.
Was in your bistro.
It was. And and Barbara obviously plays Rita on Corrie, and it's very rare. Well, it's not rare because we've actually had it twice in my lifetime alone that a work colleague turns 90. It's mad that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we work with people as young as.
So if you think you'd retire at 65, so
Yeah.
you've done 25 years more than you retire. Quite amazing.
Well, she had an 80th birthday party, obviously 10
Yes.
years ago, at work.
You went to that as well, didn't you?
I didn't go to that. I couldn't go to that for some reason.
She was very impressed that me and you were at a 90th.
She was beside herself.
Mainly at Jack, but obviously I was stood next to Jack, so I got some
You
of the
got a bit of
plaudits.
reflected glory.
As soon as she walked in, she made a mass. I mean,
She beelined.
there was the full cast there.
Yeah.
Everybody was there, and she made a big beeline, and she went, "Jack, you came." Everyone was like, "Why is she so impressed that you came?"
didn't used to go to
I-
anything.
she said- But I told her I wasn't going.
coming.
As a gag.
And then someone.
What a great gag.
It is.
What a great, you were all heart. Hey, I'm 90, you coming? No. You wait, you're going to laugh at this when I turn up. What a gag. You're all, that's so funny.
Someone was chatting to her and she was like a little bit away from us,
Yeah.
and someone like I said, "Are you having a nice time?" And she turned around and she looked at me and Jack and went, "I can't believe these two boys have come." And we were like,
that's sweet, isn't it?
we've done it.
Well, you must have known her. How long have you been in the show? 25 years?
3.
23
years.
Yeah.
It's a
Wow.
it's a fair chunk.
Yeah.
It's a long time. And we
She was
were-
on great form.
Great for
Well,
cake.
There was a cake. It
There
was
was
cool.
a cake.
Didn't get a slice though.
No, I didn't.
Didn't get.
What was the cake
too,
of?
It was too pretty to cut.
What was the cake?
It was 3 tiers.
Yeah.
It had the cabin on. Was it just the cabin?
That's all Bill got, didn't it? Do you remember? Because
Number
I went,
one.
"You didn't get a party, did you?" And he went, "No, all I got were a bit of cake in green room at lunchtime."
Oh, it
Do
was
you
a
remember?
good cake. I do. Good cake.
He did.
Yeah, but he didn't get a full song and dance.
No, he got a good cake. I remember his cake. Wasn't his cake the whole street?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, tucked into a bit of number 8.
See, we were stood with Bill for quite a bit, weren't we?
Yeah, we were,
had,
chatting to him.
had
Yeah.
a
Well, big
good
guns
chat.
were there then.
Well, yeah,
It was us three in a line. It was Ken Barlow, David Platt, and Craig Tinker. Who doesn't fit in that sentence?
Well, Craig Linguini.
He did. Bill also did say to me that he wants me and him to go and play some cricket, didn't he?
Ah, he's well into it,
Yeah,
isn't he?
he wants to go for a net, so you might have to come.
I know what I'm doing in the nets. sharing a box.
He said, he was like, could me and you go for a cricket
I'd
net?
love that.
I was like, yeah,
You'd
if you
love
want.
that.
Yeah, he was
You'd
like,
love that. I'll pop along
I know
with
I'm
you.
92, but I'd still fancy it.
Yeah.
if
Do you know
you want
what?
to sort it
Yeah.
out.
He's easily fit enough.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
He'd crack that ball around without a doubt.
A harp, a singer, a magician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Add it all. Yeah.
Harp's interesting.
Yeah.
Harp's
Pain in the arse to carry a harp. What instrument you doing?
Imagine getting on the tube with that.
You want violin, you want recorder, you want flute.
Well,
Someone doesn't go,
euphonium,
sorry.
obviously.
Euphonium. You going, oh, I'll tell you what you're on. You're on harp. And you're on grand piano. Too big. Too big.
It were a big party though, and obviously it was a big party because in terms of Corrie characters, we're talking big, we're talking Rita, which brings me back on to Coronation Street Top Trumps. Something we discussed.
We talked about this, didn't we?
Now, don't know if you know, but I went and did my homework. I've been bidding on eBay.
But don't they do them anymore?
He's got a pack.
Fancy a game?
Yeah, hold on. I'm not going to open them.
You
Don't
can't,
worry,
you can't cheat.
panicked
You
then,
can't look,
like I was
you
going to
can't
open
look.
them.
I
I've just
haven't
seen
checked the deck to see if he's in it. It's 2011.
Oh, he could be there.
I might be.
It's 2011.
Well, no. Nick probably will be, but whether it's me as Nick.
It'd be great. It'd be an ultimate card if it
Be
wasn't
brilliant
him.
if it wasn't.
So,
Right,
when was
okay.
the last time you played Top Trumps?
Not long ago, I played it with my son.
When was the last time you played Top Trumps?
Maybe about 10, 15.
Because I can't remember rules.
So deal them out here. I'll
But
show you.
do you deal them out equally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what do you do? You turn one card out at a time, but you don't look at the rest of your deck?
You don't look. You just
No,
turn them over.
just
When was the last time you played
So-
Top Trumps? You don't even know how to
No,
open
but they
It's
didn't
Top
have-
Trumps. You
they
just
didn't
do
have-
that.
They didn't have that when I was.
Top Trumps have always come in the same
I don't.
tub.
I
like
don't
that.
open them, do I?
Right. So
Like my son opens.
you're
them.
going to deal them out.
It's just even, so you just even, you slide, so you,
Giving them a shot.
So he goes 1, 1, 1,
Yeah.
2. Okay.
and then we just take it in turns.
Two,
and
two,
it's my
two,
go
two.
first.
And
so
what wins?
I pick.
The highest number
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
the lowest?
Highest.
Okay. That's the Is this the instructions?
I don't know what it is. There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh,
So you
wow,
don't
I'm on
look
the front
at them.
cover of that one.
Let's have a look. The playing cards, he is.
Don't look at them.
So keep them face
Keep
down.
them face down, I think. Jack, get yours.
Keep them face down. Okay.
So I think you keep going. You get our cards.
And it's youngest goes first, isn't it? That is a Top Trumps rule. The youngest goes first.
Fine.
Fine. It's
Okay.
not a top
So
trump
you
rule. it's a-
read out.
Are we ready?
So you hide it though.
Yeah. Oh, good card straight off.
I can see you'd be a nightmare to play with
Here we
already.
go.
First
Right.
card
You
off.
just pick one.
I'm gonna go.
We have to look at
Just
ours
the
now.
top.
So it's biggest number, yeah.
It's whatever
Yeah,
you
it's
want.
whatever you think might win.
I'm gonna go resilience.
Go on. What-
10.
Same. 10. Fizz.
Ooh, I've got
I'm
8.
Steve McDonald. Who are you?
Tina McIntyre.
So
What
me,
are you?
Michelle Keegan, 8.
Steve McDonald.
So you have to go again. You have to put them in the middle, don't you?
So
You've drawn.
we've drawn. So we lose that card.
Yeah. No, whoever wins this next one gets them.
Gets
Gets
them
them
in the
all.
middle.
Isn't the aim of the game to lose all your cards?
No,
Isn't
to
that-
have them all.
To
You
have them all.
Have them all. If you were to lose them, Colson,
You've
you
lost
just
them.
you
Okay,
pick the
okay,
smallest
okay.
number. Jeez,
So now
Louise.
it's Ben's go.
So Ben-
No, let's say it's me. 'cause
Let's
I
go,
drew
Jack,
one.
you
that
go,
way
you
round,
go,
we'll
you
that way
go.
round.
Big. Big.
Oh, the big guns. The big guns. Here we go. Happy 90th.
Hold on, hold on.
Happy 90th.
I'm gonna go.
Go arrived on screen. I dare you.
No, I'm not
I
gonna.
fucking dare you.
Come on.
Scandal. Oh, Hall
I'll
of
do
Fame.
Scandals actually.
Woo!
Scandals is big.
Yeah.
Scandals 40.
45.
Oh god, 26.
Huh.
It's grandma. It's my grandma, Ivy Tilsley.
Ivy Tilsley.
He's only pulled out Rita Fairclough, hasn't he?
Oh, he has. I got Mike Baldwin.
Mike's
good
good.
card.
Mike's good.
So I get all them now.
Get all- just
Oh,
put them to
I
one
am
side.
in.
Put them to one side.
What? I don't keep the deck. I just keep
Yeah,
that.
just keep-
okay.
You can turn them over like that.
Okay.
And put the other ones on top.
No,
But
because you mix them up.
It doesn't
That's all
matter.
them.
Keep going like that.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
okay.
It'd be fine.
Right.
Turn them over now.
Prices,
You nearly won.
You're in.
Shit, isn't it? Shit. Is it shit?
Just why don't you whisper?
I don't know.
If me and Jack will cover our ears, you whisper to the audience who you've pulled. Cover your ears.
It's funny.
Cover your ears.
No.
Let him whisper to the audience who he's pulled.
Okay, ready? And the character is Rosie Webster. Okay.
Are we back in the room?
Yeah, back in.
Okay.
Here we go.
Because
So
I'm cautious that this is a podcast and we're playing Top
yeah.
Trumps.
Okay, I'm going to go. I don't even know what's a big number for that. I'm going for it, and I've got no clue.
Go on.
Gossip, 18.
Gossip, 30.
25.
Rosie Webster.
I've gone Betty.
Sally Webster. I had a mum. That's a big card.
We've
Betty.
got big-
Betty's big.
Betty
so
Williams.
Who won?
Jack.
Me.
There you go. You got 2 Websters there, Jack. And
Right,
it's
go.
my turn, innit?
Go.
Flanagan.
Flanagan.
Oh, here we go. This is a crap card. This is a bad card. Resilience, 20.
Not bad.
Curly Watts. Curly Watts. I've got.
I've got an absolute.
Resilience, 8.
I've got a banger. Dev,
Tyrone.
Resilience.
10.
Oh, Curly Watts has done you.
Really was.
Go on, Curly. It must have been a resilient old boy.
Here we go. Jack.
I've got your mum.
Scandals be big.
Is arrived on screen the lower number or the higher number?
I think
The lower.
it's the lower number.
It's the
It's the
lower.
lower
You can't
number.
have arrived on screen 2021.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to go then, for Gail Platt, I'm going to go arrived on screen 1974.
4.
He's picked an old one. He's done you straight
He's got
off.
Ken Barlow, hasn't he?
No.
It's still big. Ilder Ogden, 64.
Ooh, Deirdre Barlow, 72.
Oh, you both
But
did
both.
when would that happen? Ever?
that you both
That
beat
both
Gail Platt. Mad.
Put it all down. Here we go. End of the game. Scandals, 50.
50 for Scandals.
We've got it here. We're not going beat.
No. 27 Becky McDonald.
I've drawn myself.
Yeah!
Yes! What do you got on Scandals?
Scandals, 43.
Oh, close.
Bet Lynch, take it, 50.
Bet Lynch.
Bet Lynch.
Have it.
Let's have a
Have
look
it.
at that. Let's just analyse this card, shall we?
I don't think
Ben?
it's a brilliant card, you know.
Arrived on screen.
1990,
Scandals.
43,
Gossip.
14,
Resilience.
8,
Hall of Fame.
5.
Oh.
I don't know if that's a good card.
It's
I
not.
don't know
It's not.
what's
It's not a great
resilience
card.
out.
I don't
Is
know.
It 10?
Resilience out of 10.
Oh, so that's
Well, no, because
probably
Curly
his
Watts had 20
Oh,
resilience.
I've got it. Here we go. David Platt. David wreaks havoc, yet despite his evil schemes, he has never been abandoned by his mother. He has hidden drugs in a doll, smashed up his neighbour's property, faked a suicide attempt, framed Gary Windass for burglary, asked his girlfriend to lie in court, and even pushed his own mother down the stairs. Life has seldom been peaceful in the Platt household, except during his stint in a young offenders institution. Here he is, David Platt.
That's quite good. Yeah, that's all. I'd say that's a lot.
That's a
of
good.
his- yeah.
That's a good thing of you. Hall
Yeah.
of Fame 5.
Hall of Fame.
shit.
Yeah, but now,
There we go.
now you'd be up there.
Well, I don't know. I think that's all my best years. I don't think there's anything after that.
Should we call
I think that's it.
Should we call it a draw?
Yeah. No, just Jack wins.
Jack wins because he
Jack
pulled
wins.
himself.
How do I win?
Well,
Jack wins,
we didn't
you won
see
at
if
the
there
end.
were a Nick Tilsley, did we?
I'm looking now.
Oh,
Any
try
Nick
and find-
Tilsley?
There's a Nick
Is
Tilsley.
the
No.
Nick Tilsley in there?
There's a Tony Gordon. Get on. Curly, Rita, Ivy, Fizz, Steve,
We've had all them.
Dave. No Nick. Well, it's a bag of shite, that game, isn't it?
Yeah.
No
Nick
Nick.
Tilsley.
Scandals 50. Starting the show 1960.
1959.
Wrote the show. Brilliant. Well done. Great.
Speaking of shows, I'll tell you what's a bloody good show. Ratatouille.
It is Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
What's that?
That's how it's.
That's how you do say it if you were there in
would-
France.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. But it was funny for me to say it. So it's your synopsis,
It
isn't
is
it?
my synopsis.
I think this is quite a hard synopsis because it's not a normal story, is it?
You just wait for this. You just wait. Producer Henry's opening fruit pastels. It's like he's got a right little snack tray, hasn't
What's
he?
so weird, slightly weird, is it's like being on Gogglebox, but But he's just watching us, isn't it? But we're seeing what you're doing while you're watching us. You're eating. You're drinking.
He's got Coke and a water.
He's got Coke and water. He's drinking his cherry Coke. He's got some mints there, I think. Have you Polos?
No.
No, not Polos. Just what? What are they?
Fruit pastels.
Just fruit pastels.
Cherry Coke
Other sweets are available, remember?
It looks like Polo. It did look like
No,
Polos.
it's fruit pastels, that's what you're
I
fucking
thought it
in.
looked like Polos at first. Polos are what you feed horses, aren't they?
Yeah, but I don't ever thought that's a good idea.
I don't understand feeding Polos horses.
Carrots
Anyway,
is
What's
fine.
that mint that if you feed a pigeon it explodes? What's that?
a memento.
It is them,
That what,
isn't
you
it?
stick a
That
memento-
is meant to be a thing.
If you stick a memento in Coke, it explodes.
yeah, but
So I
if
thought-
you put it in a pigeon, it blows up. It does.
I don't think this can be
does.
true.
I'm
Is
sure
this
it
true?
does. I'm sure that's the thing. That's a playground. That's a playground thing.
Can you imagine?
I like it.
Because it's something to do with the acid in what is it? A pigeon's gut.
Can you
that as soon
imagine?
as it goes down,
Can you imagine?
it's the boom.
Can you imagine you just go shop and then you go Trafalgar Square?
Chocolate memento.
Imagine. Is it a thing? Is it a thing?
It says there is a myth.
Yeah.
But what will probably happen is it'll ruin their stomach lining, which will probably cause death anyway. It won't blow up, they'll just die.
Can you imagine? There we go. Anyway, Ratatouille, go.
We're talking about a different sort of vermin,
Yeah.
aren't we? We're talking about rats. Ratatouille. I think I'll have this synopsis polished. My last one was pretty poor, wasn't it? About time I struggled with. Ratatouille follows the story of a rat who has a heightened sense of smell and has a passion for cooking. He is scurried away from the family home and is into the city of Paris, where he stumbles across Chef Gustave's famous restaurant.
Gusto.
He said Gustav. He was German then.
Gustav.
He was in Berlin, not Paris.
Chef Gustav.
He stumbles across Chef Gusteau's famous restaurant, and because he has such a love for the chef and such a love for food, he wants to rat himself in, and he ends up making friends with the pot washer, and he teaches him how to cook.
Yeah.
And we find him as he goes on the story and takes the role of head chef at Gusteau's famous restaurant.
It sounds like a shit film.
From that synopsis.
From that, I think, yeah.
Why? Because of my synopsis?
I don't know. I don't think it's because I think it's a hard sell to sell this.
I think it's a
film
hard sell.
because you can't believe it.
I think also you don't really get many films like this now that really are out the box. Imagine you're trying to sell a cartoon about a rat who's a brilliant chef. You'd go, no, mate, I'm not bothered.
When
Is he a superhero?
Yeah.
When it came out, was it hyped? Did it have...
This was the first film.
Was this 2008, I think?
This was
2007.
the first film of a Disney and Pixar collaboration after they bought Pixar.
Oh, okay.
Disney. Do you know how much Disney bought Pixar for in 2006?
Quarter of a billion.
$250 million.
Oh, what
No,
a guess.
no. That's
no.
wrong.
You said it like I got
I
it
did,
right.
I did.
I like that, though.
But that's
I like
your
that.
guess.
$250 million? No.
Do you have any idea, Ben?
No, don't know.
$7.5 billion in 2006.
God, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of
But I
money.
suppose they're buying all of the Pixar, whatever the Pixar back catalogue is,
What?
all of the studio space, all of that.
They got Marvel for $4 billion and Star Wars for $4 billion. Pixar had their pants down. $7.5 billion in 2006.
Crikey.
But the first film's Ratatouille.
That's
but
the
it didn't
first-
make $1 billion, though, did it?
What?
No, it
What?
didn't. But I think it must have been something to do with how much Pixar was spending to how much they were gaining.
Yes,
That they were
yeah,
buying.
yeah.
So,
Yes.
small team.
Yes.
Probably cost them about 50 million to make, or maybe not even that.
But they made big
10
profit.
million, but they were
made big-
making hundreds of millions
Big
from
profit,
films.
got you.
So maybe that's why it was so. Why the price tag was.
How
so
did we
high.
watch it?
Watched it on Sunday evening, I did.
Daytime. I think this was like a Tuesday afternoon.
You put up a clip of you watching it and you
I did.
panned to your dog,
I did.
which looks a bit like a rat.
Yes, it's a common mistake.
Can it cook?
No.
Did you try and put it on your head?
No. I mean, you can physically move her around. Like
Stick it on your head and see if it pulls your hair.
Yeah, no.
It's worth a try, you know. Even if you were to make cakes. I watched it with my son. He wasn't feeling very well. And everyone had gone out for the night.
It's a good poorly film.
And I said, do you know what?
I've got to watch
Do you
Rat.
fancy Ratatouille? Got to watch it with the podcast. And he went, yeah, go on then. I'll give it the first 10 and see how we go.
Yeah.
Loved it. Stayed for the whole thing.
Did you?
Yeah, loved it. He'd seen it before, obviously,
Yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah.
But once we were in it, I thought it's an absolute cracker of a film.
It is good.
It's a cracker.
A lot happens in the first 10, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, sneeze into the armpit,
Into the jacket.
into the
I didn't
silk
want
lining.
I didn't want the spray,
phlegm.
the vapor to come out, so I've got.
You gave it the Elvis into your armpit. I like it.
Speaking of Elvis, have you seen the Sphere in Vegas?
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Have you
What's
seen
that?
it? The Sphere. It's this new concert venue in Vegas.
So the first people to do the show there were
it's
you
Madison
two.
Square Gardens, isn't it? It's
You
it's
two.
same people.
Yeah, but you two did the first show.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable. So they're in a tiny bit at the back.
It's mental.
And the whole dome, all around you, is a screen.
60,000 LED lights. So it's
they
like
can,
one giant
and they can put
TV.
anything on there.
I would genuinely go to Vegas just for that. Like, that's how mint it. It just
I think it's
seems
going to be
mental.
like they're going to use it for loads of
They're going
things.
to try and build one in London.
Oh, are
They've
they?
already said they're going
It'd
to
be
try and build one in
huge,
London.
Anyway, I don't know why that fits with Ratatouille.
Because he sneezed and you compared him to Elvis.
So where are we? We're at the start. He's been chucked out because
How he gets out is, I mean, when he's in that house,
What do
Yeah.
you think of that woman loose with a gun?
the shotgun.
Yeah. With all those rats, if you had a shotgun available to you.
no,
Yeah.
you know that. You know you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But what, she goes mental.
Look at the shotgun
She
in your
shoots
house.
her entire house down to try
But
and get
that's
that
the
rat.
whole point, isn't it? That's like Elmer Fudd, isn't it? Who used to try
Yeah.
and shoot Sylvester. Or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
the comedy.
And
They've
then
got to get out.
She leads him to the Connolly. Connolly.
Connolly.
Yeah.
Colony.
Colony.
Bill
Yeah.
Connolly.
And they get out, don't they? And then they went
When
to
they all come down,
It's very good.
it's very good. And they
She
all
doesn't seem
come
that bothered then, does she?
No, and
She's like, here we
does
go.
the
Right, let's
thing.
go.
The other thing I was thinking when watching this, because like Jack has so many encounters with rats, is what if these rats are talented like the rats in Ratatouille? What if your rat could cook?
Well, I mean, they're certainly in the kitchen enough.
So he makes it to Paris, and when he comes out from the sewers, after he's developed this imaginary friend, which is Gusteau,
Yeah.
he's outside Gusteau's restaurant,
Yeah.
which asks me the next question.
Yeah.
Where is the best place? Where's the best restaurant, the best food you've ever eaten?
In
'Cause
Paris.
You've both been to Paris,
been to
haven't
Paris,
you?
yeah.
I've never been to France.
Have you not?
Never been to
Haven't
Paris.
you?
I think it's probably quite a romantic-y place.
You'd like Paris.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, you can do all sorts in Paris. It doesn't just have to be romance. You can just go for the architecture or whatever, you know, the
Yeah.
museums, blah, blah, blah.
So where is best food, best meal, best restaurant you've ever been
There's
to?
a place that my wife used to live in Paris. She lived there for a couple of years. And there's a place near the Champs-Elysees which does the most incredible hot chocolate. And she took me there. She said, this is the place you go to at like 1:30 in the morning. So we'd been out,
Yeah.
had a meal, and she said at 1:30, this
We're
is where
having
you
a
go.
hot
Hot
chocolate.
chocolate rammed.
That's, I've been there because when I went to Paris, I asked you for some recommendations and you gave me that place. So
There we
I've
go.
He
been
sent Jack for a hockey chocolate.
did.
Hockey
Yeah.
chocolate.
The hockey chocolate.
Hockey
I
chocolate,
like
please.
it.
Not hot chocolate.
The
hot
name-
chocolate.
a hot chocolate.
I remember the name of that.
What was it
that
called?
Cafe. It's called Les. I don't know. I don't mind. Listen,
Starbucks.
Now my pronunciation might not be tip top,
But it's not far
but I'll
off.
give it a go.
Okay.
From what I read,
Yeah.
it's called Les Deux Maggots.
That's
the-
Le Deux,
Yes.
Le Deux Margot.
Maybe, might be.
But yours sounds better.
Les
Aye,
Deux.
Les Deux.
Is this Les Deux Maggots?
It is. Table for two.
Hot Chucky Chuck, please. Rocky Chucky, please.
This lad's French is very good.
Very good.
It's very good. Yeah, that's.
So, best hot chocolate you've had. That's not the best. I want the
No,
best
there's
meal.
another. Well, I think it's all.
It's all probably changed since.
Yeah,
since-
but no, I'm not in about. I'm just on about you experience. Where is the best? Where you would say, do you know that's probably the best meal I've ever eaten?
Oh,
It's
anywhere.
a very hard question.
Oh, well, obviously you know.
I don't.
You wouldn't.
Other
ask
than
it.
Nando's Salford Keys, I don't.
There you
I
go.
don't know where I'd say.
Your best Nando's.
What actual best Nando's?
Yeah. The one where you thought, this is it. Sauce on point.
I tell you where is a good Nando's.
Where?
Birstall Leeds. Junction 27. That is a good Nando's. You know where I mean.
I know exactly where you
The Showcase. That's a good Nando's.
Birstall Leeds.
Hey, and I had Nando's in Taunton once and I was like, this is good.
Taunton.
Do you know where else is good?
Where?
Just the other side of the other side of the BFI roundabout at Waterloo,
Yeah.
there's a Nando's tucked in there.
Yeah.
Always dead quiet, always slaps. But it's not, Nando's isn't the best meal I've
Always
ever eaten.
slaps?
Always
Yeah, as in
slaps.
What's
good.
that mean?
It's just good.
What's this new?
Always slaps. Always slaps.
slaps.
Yeah.
I like
just
that.
is good. Well, go on, best meal you've had.
I don't know. First time I had snails was in Paris. In fact, I've only
So
ever had
surely
them
it's
in
the only
Paris.
time you've had snails.
Yeah, you're not going to have them anywhere else, are you?
I
Put
would've
another
think.
snail on the barbie. Don't quite go,
you
does
know.
it?
You had snails.
Yeah, my dad took me for snails when I was very young.
In
Newcastle.
In France.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, not in Newcastle. Like, what, picking one up from the front row? There you go, son. Have a go at that. What?
You sure
Really?
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's fine. When they're raw, they're good. No, in France, he said, you've got to try everything. Frogs' legs, snails. He said, you've got to try everything and get it out of the way. I was really young. Get it out of the way.
They
There
had
you go.
oysters. Did I tell you I had oysters recently?
Did you?
Yeah.
I like oysters.
I'm not a massive fan of
Oh, I
them. They're
love them.
cold, aren't they? I don't like cold food.
Get them down fast. But I mean, these were quite thick.
Big.
Quite big. So, I mean,
Tabasco?
you want to get to the back of your throat and get it down fast.
No, you meant to chew it.
But
a
you
bit.
meant to chew it a
Yeah.
little.
So
but-
you just didn't like it, did
well,
you?
there were too much to chew, too much to swallow in one go for me. So I was like, there for about an hour.
If you clip the last 15 seconds of audio with your description of how to eat an oyster, you could have an absolute field day.
Oh, yeah,
You could have a
yeah.
field day. Right,
I like
let's talk
oysters.
about the baddie in the film, because when I was watching this film, that little fucking chef
Yeah.
did my head in.
Yeah.
Did my head in.
He's good.
He is good.
He's good.
Do you know they got the? This is brilliant. I'd love to have done this. So all the sort of like the animators, they all went to Paris.
Yeah.
To sort of soak up Paris.
Yeah.
Get a feel for the place,
Yeah.
so they knew what they were doing. And when it came to drawing the chef, doing the race, you know when he goes, he's running after the Remy, isn't
Yeah.
it? And Lemmy, it is Remy, isn't it? The rat.
The rat.
When he
yeah.
gives chase running after him, and it ends up on the river, doesn't it? And he ends up going in. The water.
Yeah.
So they wanted to know what a chef would look like wet. So the smallest one of the animators, they dressed them up like a chef, got the hat,
And
got
chucked
the
him in-
outfit, and they chucked him in water in like a pool so that they could see what got wet, what didn't get wet, what was see-through.
Did his
and
hat
what
stay
not.
dry?
That was his job that day.
That's quite
Wet
good.
chef, please.
Wet chef.
Coming right up.
Yeah.
Did this take him a while to make as an animation?
Looks good.
It was
It looks good.
some other guy's idea first, and he half wrote the script in like 2001, so around the Monsters Inc. sort of period. And he was sort of working on it, and he was going to direct it. His name was Jan Pinkover, so he wrote the original script. But you know the guy Lasseter, what's he called? John Lasseter, who
Yeah.
did all the Toy Stories.
Yeah.
He was like he's high up now in Disney.
Yeah.
So he's gone, you're not, he was sort of going, you ain't got much of a director's head. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I can
so they
do the
kind
rest.
of took the script off him
Robbed
and
him.
gave it to Brad Bird, who had just done The Incredibles.
Okay.
In 2006, and they went, you're going to sort of direct this. So he took the script and he changed a lot of elements where I think Gusto was originally alive. I don't think he was dead.
Okay.
So he went straight away, rule of thumb, Disney films, you have to kill like the parents type thing, don't you? That's usually what
Yeah,
they
Yeah.
yeah.
So he got rid of that straight away, and he went, that kind of works. And he went, but I'll still have him appear as like a figment of
Yeah.
Remy's imagination,
Yeah.
so you can guide him. So he did that. I think a lot of it played underground in the sewers, you know, in
Yeah.
the rats' homes, and he went, we just have to be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just have to be in the kitchen and a little bit of France, and we'll go underground every now and again. But the main set
I think
of
that's
the
smart.
is the kitchen.
Yeah.
I think that's smart. The one thing that always gets me about the film, and it just annoys me, and I don't know why, but you know when it's the grand reveal, it's the night they're
Yeah.
getting reviewed by the critic, because the whole film is about basically the Michelin star,
Yeah.
like getting the reputation of Gusto's back
Yeah.
to what it was, because the evil chef's trying to turn it into a franchise and all that, isn't he? But when he does the big reveal and he says, "Look, this is who's been cooking your food,"
Yeah.
and the entire team walk out on him. It always disappoints me that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but the whole point of it is
they've been outshadowed by.
No, it's not that. The whole point of it is they're serious chefs.
Yeah.
And he's a rat.
And it's ridiculous.
So it's
But
ridiculous.
he's better than him.
But there's another side to that argument. Can you imagine if they all went, yeah, we haven't got a problem whatsoever?
So then the restaurant is run by rats.
Yeah.
And then obviously they downsize in the end, don't they, and get a different restaurant, Le Ratatouille.
Towards the end, I guess they were sort of like thinking when Ego comes back and he has to do that review.
Yeah.
That's a pun, isn't it, on Egon Rooney?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
He was
Ego.
what, a famous critic?
Yeah, very
Right.
famous.
When he has to have that meal, and they've probably think, what is the one thing that we can absolutely knock him sideways? So that how can we show, animation-wise, how can we show that he loves this food and he's never had anything like
Going
it?
back to
Rather
his
than just-
childhood.
As soon as they do
But
that,
you
I
remember
thought
that.
that is brilliant.
I always
As soon-
remember
yeah.
he takes that spoonful and
Yeah.
he takes him back
and
to
he
his
takes
childhood.
him back, and
Very
then you
good.
see him there in
As
the
a kid
country.
with the big eyes,
As a kid,
yeah.
he's upset, and as soon as he tastes it, he goes, "I'm absolutely done.
Yeah.
I'm dumbfounded."
Yeah.
And his pen drops, and you can see he has to
That's the
forget
end,
all
yeah.
sort of him trying to slag
Yeah.
off the food, the restaurant, whatever. That's when he's done and he's beaten.
And he wants to meet the chef, and
Yeah.
they do let him meet the chef, and he just kind of takes it all in. He writes
he's-
writes a completely normal review because
But his review at the end, he realises
anyone can cook.
He's in a shit situation
Yeah.
for the first time because he very rarely has to put his reputation on the line. And now this time he does. It's almost as though he can say what he wants in the past. He can say it's amazing.
Yeah.
He can say it's shit, and nothing comes back on him.
Yeah.
But now
A rat's
it will.
cooked it. Yeah.
It will come back on him,
Yeah.
and it does. He loses his. He
loses
risks
his job.
everything, and he loses his job.
Stops being a critic.
He stops, but he loves it that much, and he has to that he goes into partnership with Remy.
Final question before we go to the break. I've never ever had ratatouille.
I
have loads,
I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
Ben,
I have,
you
yeah.
have. Just tell us what kind of is ratatouille.
It's a very, very simple dish. So, you know when he makes ratatouille and they go, ratatouille?
It's usually for like peasants. And
It's like
stuff,
a real
isn't it?
simple, really, really simple dish. Like you'd almost be using stuff up in the kitchen. So it's not known as a sophisticated dish.
Right.
That's the point. It's a dish probably that everyone can make
Right,
a ratatouille.
okay.
It's not one where you're going to blow them away. But the point is, it's a bit like, can you make scrambled egg?
Okay.
The real amazing chef is going to go one or two ways. You're either going to make a ratatouille
Yeah.
and goes, ratatouille? Why would you make
Yeah.
But he tastes it, and it's so extraordinary that that's what conjures up all his
But
childhood
what is
memories.
ratatouille? Is it a vegetable dish?
God, I don't know. Colson.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
Yeah, like tomato and
Yeah,
stuff.
I
and
don't
it's
think
sort
I'd
of,
like
but
it
it's
from looking
usually
at it.
baked. I think how they cook it is not how you're meant to really cook it in the film.
I don't know
it's
if I'd
different.
like ratatouille.
Stewed vegetables.
Yeah.
It originated in Nice. So it looks a bit like the same.
Yeah, it does.
I've never had it as quite fancy as that. But that's the point. That's the whole gag. The whole gag is it's meant to be a very simple dish.
Yeah.
And he's cooking.
Well, we'll take a quick break whilst we compare ratatouille recipes, and then we will come back with our ratings. Back from the break, ratatouille ratings. My film, I start off. Now, someone has written in. I don't know if you've seen it. It'll probably come out in an extraterrestrial at some point. But someone has written in and said we shouldn't be able to see the ratings that have been given when we give our ratings because apparently
yeah.
it's getting in the way
skew.
of the podcast. It's
Yeah.
clouding people's
Shouldn't be able to see
judgments.
what?
I think it's because there's been times where Jack's rated so highly, you've had to rate against him.
What do you mean?
As in,
I'm rated against him. It's just pulling people's
Well,
legs. Don't get so sensitive.
As in people have to bring it down or
what was it you gave an 8.9 to? Midnight Run.
Midnight Run.
Well, because Jack's scoring
good.
system is utterly skewed. You go for it. Go for it, Coles. What's your
I
rating?
do go first. Ratatouille. Because of what it is, it's very good and it's probably one of the best. It's probably a 9. Fuck it. 9.
9.
With what it is, there aren't many things better than it. And it's not a Toy Story. It's not a Lion King. It's got a little bit more personal heart behind it, but I don't know if that's because you go through the personal journey of a rat's development at the same time, but it has just got a little bit of something else in it. Yeah, 9.
9.2 for me. everything about it. I think the story, the voices are very, very good. Patton Oswalt, the guy who does the voice of Remy, he was picked because the director Brad Bird went to a comedy night and he was doing stand-up. In his stand-up routine, he talked about his experience in a steakhouse, Aberdeen Steakhouse, you know that famous chain?
The franchise in
London.
London.
Was talking, his gag was him talking about that, and he just heard the voice, and he'd been given the task of rewriting and directing Ratatouille, and he went, that's Remy.
You normally justify your point two. Is there any reason you've got
there
point
is.
two?
I think it's in the 9s. It's not a 10 because it's not Toy Story, it's not Lion King, but that's where it is. I think Up's slightly better than Ratatouille, but it hits all the notes. The music's brilliant, the direction, the script. I laughed. I didn't cry, but I still think it's 9.2.
I laughed. I didn't cry because that would have been a 9.5 and up if I cried.
Yeah. All day long. But I think it's 0.2.
8.
8. Solid 8.
Solid 8.
Why not creeping into the 9? Any reason?
If I thought of an animated film, I wouldn't go immediately, bosh, Ratatouille, let's get it on. It was a good watch, great, enjoyed it. But it's not like, oh, I'd love to watch that again.
Okay.
It's not like a big Disney animation I might go, crikey. It's a Toy Story, I don't know. 8, fine, good.
Yeah.
Well done, well made. 8.
8. What have we got?
26.2. Is that right?
26.2.
Same distance as a marathon. Takes it into third place.
Exactly. It is. It's a marathon.
It's a marathon. Takes it into third place.
That's probably right, you know.
Above Midnight Run, below 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
Yeah? Happy with that?
I think that's good.
What's top watch?
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Which you gave a 9.2 to. The same you gave to Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Yeah, you happy with that?
I think
Oppenheimer and Ratatouille, basically the same film, innit?
It's exactly the same
kind of story.
It's extraordinary that they
builds
make the
a bomb, builds Ratatouille.
Before we find out what Ben has picked for us next week, let's just take a drive even. We might as well take a drive.
Take a drive round
over to Sofa Cinema Club HQ. Sofa Cinema Club World, Sofa Cinema Club Land. The land of opportunity, the land of employment, the land of happy work colleagues.
Not land of the free, though.
No, most people are on fixed hours, aren't they?
We've got a few restrictions.
Yeah. It's been a busy old week in Sofa Cinema Club world. Jack, you've had a few performance review meetings, haven't you?
Yeah.
And you've been to meet a few of the colleagues, I believe.
I did, and I remember... do you remember Head of Wigs, Kath Jenkins?
I do.
Yeah, Kath.
Yeah, well, she's been on because... a lot of the actors and actresses, they've been requesting new wigs, more up-to-date ones.
Do you have a wig from her?
I did have, as you can see now, I've got a
It's
new
amazing.
style.
I've ordered one. I've said, I need a bit of help, sort me a wig out.
Yeah.
We've had a problem in the studio because you're driving, aren't you? I'm on my bike.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going by boat.
Okay.
Lisa docking. She's lost it.
Too many boats.
Too many boats.
In the marshland dock.
It's a pond.
Toll.
Stroke lake.
We
know when you get whistled back in on your rowboat?
Yeah.
She's got that. It's all going on.
I've had 2 complaints this week.
Is she going to put a toll on?
Yeah. Basically, don't come by boat. That's what she's going to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's ended up.
I've had 2 complaints this week, and I don't know what you two think. I don't know, but they've both come from Emma.
Fire them.
They've both come from Emma in HR sent us, and she's asked if we can review it. So one of them is about the windows. Just apparently the windows aren't clean. So obviously Hannah Reid, who's our window cleaner, we need to
Hannah Reid and a window.
We need to think about what we're doing there. And the other one is, you know.
Well, she either washes the fucking windows or she gets binned. That's her job.
But I don't know what part of the land she's
How life works.
Yeah. I don't know. She needs to tell us. She needs to tell us if she's struggling with the workload or if she's just being lazy, because we can't tell. But as bosses, we're getting these
we've got
emails.
windows.
Do you know what it is?
You wash them.
No.
If we didn't have windows, you wouldn't be
Yeah,
employed.
but do you know what's happened?
What?
She's got the job originally. It was one building.
And now
it's huge.
Do you think it's outgrown?
It's
her?
huge.
Do you think it's
It's
outgrown?
huge.
It's a
Might need more
studio.
outfit. We might
It's
need-
Coliseum. It's the whole thing.
Well, the Coliseum's not got any windows, has it?
No.
No. Well, there we go. What's she doing?
And the other complaint that we've had from Emma in HR.
The Colosseum's only half built anyway.
But Jack, you know the walkway.
That's the look.
You know the walkway when you go in between the marshland, in between heaven and hell, you're heading out to the Colosseum.
No.
The way you say it is like we're going left at Leeds up to York.
But
it's invented. Can I remind you? It's completely fucking invented. It's not real. Well, like you're saying it to Jack. Like you know when you come out. You know when you've done a shit and you've come out the loo and you've taken a left through past the nightclub and you're going up to the Colosseum.
Well, there's that big patch of green grass, isn't there?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I've had the other complaint is about the tidiness of that. So our gardener.
Who's head of gardening?
Amy Gregory, obviously, and she's just doing a terrible, terrible job. So that's two people who are underperforming. That
window cleaner gardener.
Yeah, we just need to keep an eye on that. But the good news for them is we've got 3 new people joining the So Cinema Club world this week. One of them, Ben, knows very, very, very well, and it's a bit awkward because me and Jack had to discuss whether or not we were allowed to welcome her and give her a job. But Ben, you have given someone a job, haven't you? You've asked. You said, please, can she have a job? Ben, what's gone on here?
I'm sure he hasn't.
I'm sure I haven't. Penny Price.
Who's she?
She made me. Head of making Ben is Penny Price. She's my mum. That's how she made me from clay and sugar.
So
And here I am, and sprinkled some moon dust on me, and here I am, stardust. So you got to think of a job, you two.
Well, Penny and Price.
Yeah.
We've got 2 financial things here.
Yeah,
Gotta be
great,
yeah.
perfect.
I
Good.
think head of petty change, maybe.
Petty change. What's petty change?
Isn't that what they call
petty
it?
Cash.
Petty cash.
Petty change. We got all French. Or is there anything else?
Well, what could you price?
What about when vending machines break down?
Brilliant.
And like you'll get the crisp packet and it goes
Halfway.
ooh,
The
and it
vending
goes
machine
halfway.
maintenance.
She's got massive arms, so she has to. She goes in and gets
Penny Price, head of vending.
Vending machine
vending
maintenance.
machine-
Very
vending
good.
machine maintenance. She
That's
has to
good. Should
get-
be good at
I
that.
like
Has
it.
to get the quavers out.
Christmas just around the corner, innit?
Yeah.
And we've had the first chats about the Christmas party.
Yeah.
And we've had the first chats about what people are going to be able to drink at the Christmas party.
Yeah.
And obviously we had the person who was in charge of wine, didn't we, last year? And they did a great job. But this year, we've had a good year.
Semillon? What they're called? Semillon.
Yes. Yeah. Head of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we've had a good year and we've upped the budget. Me and Jack went through this. I don't know if you've signed it off, but Nancy has.
No.
We've upped the budget, and I'm delighted to announce that we're going to have Bailey's on the free bar at the Christmas party. Ooh. And head of Bailey's is Sarah Bailey.
The thing when you announce the name is like it's a mystery. Like if you asked me, I'd go, I can't think of what
Irish
that name
whiskey.
would.
Yeah.
Couldn't you have head of cream drinks?
Yeah.
Head of Bailey's. No, we're not doing unbranded. We've had a good year.
Head of Bailey's.
Head of Bailey's.
I'll take the last one.
Great.
It's so big now,
Yeah.
the lot. Everybody can. Rather than walking, because
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a few acres
Yeah.
to get from A to B.
Yeah.
We've had to have golf buggies. So head of golf buggies is Fiona Brown.
Oh,
I like that.
Okay, very
I
good.
like that.
We
I
need
like
him
that.
now, so
Well
there's a
done,
whole
Fiona.
thing right by the entrance.
brilliant.
Well, that is all the jobs that we're giving out this week. If we haven't given you a job, you will be getting a job next week. Don't worry. I've got a busy day of meetings. Have you?
Yeah, rammed.
I'm in first up with Maria Daisy, who's head of flowers, just talking about that area of the garden that needs doing, because I'm going to get Amy McGregor in, sort out the garden, get Maria Daisy in and try and put some new flowers in there.
McGregor's farm, that's
What-
where that's come from.
Who are you meeting first up?
I'll tell you
Ben?
what I'm meeting just to have a talk about life is
Your
Gary
mum.
Beattie, head of Wi-Fi. Just to talk about what has gone on there. He needs a new job. Head
Anyway.
of Wi-Fi.
I hope Penny Price enjoys her first day of work and
vending
hope
machine.
Rammed. She'll be rammed.
She'll be busy.
The amount of Twixes that are stuck at the top. Rammed. And quavers.
If you want a job, remember, all you've got to do is go on over to www.patreon.com patreon.com/Show Cinema Club. You don't just get a job, you get loads on Patreon. You can watch these full episodes. You can join us for a mass Zoom, and you get 2 bonus episodes of Show Cinema Club every single week. Now, before you turn off, it is really important that you've made it this far into the episode, because we are about to tell you something that is vital for you to hear and is going to change the course of history altogether.
Jesus, teed this up.
Crikey.
Next Monday
More
on
than a drum roll, isn't it?
Sofa Cinema Club Extraterrestrial, there will be a very, very special announcement made. That's all that can be said, isn't it, boys?
I think that's all that should be
We're
said.
changing the name Monday to something else. And everyone in the world's going to do it.
Fun day.
Fun day. We're changing it to Do What You Want Day.
It's going to change the podcast Sofa Cinema Club that hopefully you love for the rest of time and eternity. So make sure you are
and that's
there
a long
on
time.
Monday for the biggest announcement in Sofa Cinema Club history. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.